Hi, I'm Melinda Van Fleet, and welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. I'm a success coach, speaker, and business consultant, and my husband Ryan and I were laid off at the same time 10 years ago. We moved to the Florida Keys without jobs, not knowing anyone, hardly any money, and we never even been here. But we made it, and now we're living our best lives. And all along on our journey, I've said that someday when we get our quote-unquote shit together, we will help others. And since then, we've both done a lot of self-work and built successful businesses. So that day is here, and one of my ways of paying it forward is through this podcast. Each week, my intent is to be relatable and bring you tactical tips, tools, share my learnings and stories that can help inspire or transform you wherever you are in your career or general life and make an impact. I strongly believe that if I can do it, you can do it too. So what's stopping you? Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this week on the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. I have a returning guest. I am super excited to bring back Raphie Wagner. She is the founder of Not A Momma, LLC. And if you remember back in April, she put together a summit. It was amazing. It was super fun. And she was on my podcast then, and she is doing another summit. And the title of the summit is called Unselfishly Loving Me, which I think is so dang cool, so creative. And the summit starts on Friday the 16th, and goes through the 18th. So I wanted Raphie to come back on, tell us about the summit, tell us about what she's doing with her Not A Momma group, because she's always doing something fun, and also fill us in on all the speakers. So I'm kicking it off to you, girl.
Thank you. Hi, Melinda. I'm so happy to be back, and so happy to be back with another exciting event. So thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming.
So the Unselfishly Loving Me virtual retreat. That's a mouthful, isn't it? So I came up with this idea because when you think about self-care and self-love on a grand scale, a lot of times people push that down the list of importance. And a lot of times our health, our self-care, and our self-love are victims to other things and are pushed down on the list. So I decided, well, you know what? Not only are we going to raise it up to the top of the list, but we're going to celebrate it. And we're going to end that stigma that it's selfish to take you time.
Oh, yeah.
That makes no sense to me. So that's where the name came from, and that's where the passion of this project came from. And of course, celebrating child-free women, this was a great opportunity to mix both of those things. The stigma of how self-care and self-love can be kind of self-centered or selfish to other things and other people in your life, plus the similar stigma that some child-free women suffer every day. So it was my way of combining all of those things with an amazing weekend full of goodness.
Wow. I love that. I think it's beautiful and so relevant. That's very cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Now, the speakers you are having is how many now? 12?
Yes, there are 12 with a keynote.
Fabulous. And I know I'm one, so
yes,
I get to toot for a second, toot my horn. I'm going to be talking about confidence, building unstoppable confidence. And I'm very excited to share and be part of your lineup. But I really don't know much about anyone else. So give me a scoop.
Absolutely. So our keynote speaker is Therese, and she is from the film company called Trixie Films. And she has a lot of films under her belt, but she is known as a filmmaker, author, activist, and she has a documentary coming out in 2021, and that documentary is called My So-Called Selfish Life. So it's very on par for what we're talking about this whole weekend. So she is a keynote speaker, and her film that's coming out examines what it means to say to motherhood, like being able to be affirmative with that you don't have to be a mother. It's not, you don't have to live up to these societal norms.
Mm-hmm.
So she definitely goes into that with her new upcoming documentary. So she's going to talk to us about that. And part of the bonuses, because there are bonuses available, there's 2 different packages available, but if you purchase the all access pass, a little birdie told me that Therese is giving you full access to her first film.
Wow.
So yeah, so you get access to an entire movie documentary, her first film. So, but that's for just the bonus package. So that would be available for all access packages.
Okay. Cool.
And then as we go through the presenters, so I will be the host of the whole weekend. So you'll see me Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and in between the different speakers. But we have Allison, who is a music therapist. So Allison's her superpower, if you, when you go to the website for the event, you'll see that I've listed everybody's superpower. Because I just think that's a fun thing, like to know what someone's superpower is. So her superpower is music. It's always music. She does amazing things. And she is presenting her presentation is Your Musical Commute, How to Use Your Favorite Music to Get Out of Work Mode. So as part of self-care, that commute home, whether it's leaving your office because you're still working remote or getting in the car and driving home, how to use music to be that disconnect, to turn off work mind and turn on life mind. And she's going to tell us all about that. And that is I'm looking forward to that one so much.
Yeah.
And she's on Sunday. I don't have everybody's schedule. I just happen to know she's on Sunday because she is out of town on Saturday. So she juggled her schedule to make sure that she could be part of this amazing event for us on Sunday. So that's awesome.
Cool.
Then we have Laura, and Laura's superpower is listening. And she is presenting on non-judgmental communication and active listening for ultimate self-care and self-love. And that sounds awesome as well. I think everybody's presentations sound fantastic, and I'm looking forward to it. We have Angela, her superpower is empathy and sensitivity. And this is going to be a fun one for all the single, child-free women out there. Her presentation is Single and Child-Free, the 5 must-haves for an awesome life.
Oh, love it.
Isn't that fun?
Yes. Because you and I, we both didn't get married till we were older.
Right. I got married at 44.
Yeah. So that's so cool. Love it.
Yeah. So she's awesome. And she's also a mental health advocate. So she's just amazing to be a part of anything, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Then we have Tanya. And Tanya's superpower is intuitive nature as an empath and highly sensitive person. And her presentation is breathing into balance. And that's awesome. That to me, that kind of feels like such a good mix with yours too, to kind of play with a couple different strengths and how we can tap into our strengths.
Yeah.
So that I'm looking forward to. And then we have Beatrice, and her superpower, that's a long superpower. I'll let everybody run to the website on that one. But her presentation, this is a good one too. Food for self-awareness and self-compassion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that one's also really good. So I'm looking forward to that. Then we have Kalia, and her superpower is event planning and making people laugh. But yet she has a super important kind of message. And her presentation is about planning for life events and planning for legacy, and how having a plan can bolster and help your self-love and self-care.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So that's a more serious tone, but I definitely feel, being in the medical field, I feel that she has a lot to offer and a lot to speak about that women 30-ish and up really need to, be on top of.
Wow, cool.
So yeah, so I'm looking forward to her presentation. Then we have Katie, and Katie is very well known in the child-free space. And her superpower is finding deals, like good deals, and listening. She is from the Child-Free Travel account on Instagram, and she is presenting travel as self-care and self-love. And get your passports ready, because I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people wanting to hit the road again, whenever that is possible for all of us.
Yeah.
Then we have Sadie. Sadie is completely just amazing, unique, very different. Her whole brand, everything about her, I just love her. And Sadie and Laura are international ladies.
Okay.
And so they're on the other side of the pond. Sadie's superpowers are empathy, curiosity, and intuition. Her presentation is the power of connection as a self-care tool. So that's going to be awesome.
Awesome. And was she in with April? Was she in the?
Yes, she was. She did the Ikigai. She did the Ikigai presentation.
Yeah,
in
Ikigai.
April.
Yep. Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I think you and Sadie are the two that are returning.
Okay.
Yep. I think you and Sadie are the ones that are returning, and I appreciate that.
Okay.
So
yeah,
much.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Then we have Maria, and Maria is going to be talking about discovering your purpose and living with intention. So that's going to be jam-packed too. So it's going to be also, keep in mind, it's going to be an interactive weekend. So I just went on live on Instagram and mentioned that we had a change and that one of the presenters had to do a video. Well, scrap that. We will all be live. So this is an interactive event, and that's why I also called it a virtual retreat, because it's going to take interaction. It's going to be like going to a spa weekend. When you're in a spa weekend, you kind of have to go to where you need to go. You go to your massage, you go to brunch, you go to different things. So all of these sessions and all the other things that are going to be woven throughout the day, starting Friday night, Saturday and Sunday, are all interactive opportunities to meet other child-free women, opportunities to just connect with community, and what better way to do it than a shared experience like this weekend.
Yeah. And that's what I really liked about your event in April was everyone was on live and people gave their presentations, the speakers, and then there was lots of time for chat. And that was what was really amazing. So I'm glad you're bringing that back. You're bringing it back, girl.
You're bringing it back. And you know what? I really, as a founder of Not A Momma, I really want to stay true to that interactiveness and that community building piece, because I have been, and I'm sure you have too, have been to a lot of virtual summits, virtual events, virtual, whatever they want to call them, and pretty disappointed when you sign up and then you see they're all videos.
Oh, and you are hitting the nail on the head. The one that I am in for today, I can't freaking figure out how to watch my own video. And I've told so many of my friends and they're all frustrated, and I don't blame them. I'm like, I agree. I'm kind of frustrated too. I can't figure this one out. So yeah, you definitely, you hit it. So I think people in their
my events will always be right. My events will always be live as much as I can control that. I just feel that it's already kind of, we need to connect. And so we're doing so many Zooms and so many virtual things. The only way to truly connect is to have that live piece. Yeah. To have that interaction. So as long as I can control what I'm doing and the events that I'm planning, they will have live components to them.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Now, you mentioned packages. Can you kind of walk us through that?
Sure. So there's a package that's all access. So that gives you everything. That gives you all the bonuses from all the presenters. Each and every presenter is providing bonuses, whether it's like Therese and she's giving us an actual movie access. or it is Laura or Sadie and yourself. Everybody's providing some type of bonus, some type of freebie, some type of, just a thank you. And some of it is directly correlated with the presentation. Some of them are even extras above that. So there's a wide range of bonuses. So the $27, it's low cost at $27, will get you all access to all of those bonuses. You will get access to the actual home base where everything is going to live, and all the recordings will be there. So if you want to participate, but you're not sure that you can sit and be there live all the time, the all access pass is the way to go, because you can have access to all the recordings, and the platform that the recordings will be on, you'll have an opportunity to interact with everybody there as well. So that's another opportunity to build community. In addition to that, the recordings that are placed on the platform will all be captioned at the end. So a couple days after the event, when the videos are inside that portal, they will all have captions. So if that's a concern for anybody, that's the way to access those videos.
Yeah.
And then there's two forms of communication throughout this whole event. So the All Access Pass gives you the Telegram channel and Telegram channel. So then that's the channel to download the app and stay on top of things. So if there's any schedule changes, or if you want reminders when we're about to start, all of that, that's available for both packages. And then the pop-up group is for all access only. So then there's a small community pop-up group that you can join and get to know everybody there. And so the free version is available. You would just have to direct message yourself or me, or that way one of the presenters can give you direct access to the free package or the all access package with all the bonuses and everything.
Awesome. Very cool. And then it starts on Friday, right? Kickoff?
Yep. It starts on Friday. I always like to do a party. That's something else that I kind of like to do for my events. I like to do a party beforehand to kind of talk about some of the housekeeping, and to kind of have an opportunity for all of us to see each other without going straight into presentation mode. Mm-hmm. So that's Friday night, and that starts at 6:30 Eastern time. And so that will be 6:30 to 7:30 Eastern time. You don't have to attend the whole hour, but that's going to be some icebreaker questions and introducing some of the presenters, and just kind of going over the schedule if there's any changes, and just have fun and just icebreaker questions and stuff like that. And then Saturday, the presentations start at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
And go through, the last presentation starts at 3:30. So Saturday's a full day. I do have a little break in there for everybody to go grab a sandwich and a drink and run to the bathroom and do all those fun things. Awesome. And then Sunday starts at 11 a.m. Eastern time and runs through, the last presentation is me, and that's just closing everything up, and that starts at 3 p.m.
Okay.
So pretty full days.
Yeah, both are full days.
Yeah, and I think it comes to be about over 14 hours worth of amazingness.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that one post. I thought that was really cute and creative. Are you worth 14 hours? I was like, yeah,
right,
girl. That's so
yeah, nice. Yeah. So it's just going to be a fantastic weekend, and I'm so looking forward to it. And like you mentioned, my favorite part of these events is just the interactiveness and being able to meet women from all over the world.
Yeah.
Sometimes, when you do these, it's hard to really get a perfect time. And I can't say that I'm including like New Zealand and Australia, because those time zones, but I try my best to kind of figure out the best time. And, I hope one day to be able to do something at just a really odd time, to be able to include those other hemispheres and those other time zones.
Yeah. I feel like in April, though, you had someone that was from somewhere, and it was really nighttime for them. I'm trying to think where they were from. You might remember.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember who it was either, but yeah, but even like across the pond, they could be anywhere from like 6+ hours difference, 4 to 6+ hours difference. So it definitely, it helps with me because I can stick the across the pond ladies early in the morning and nobody else needs to go early in the morning. So that's helpful.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, but you know what? You'll never be able to get everybody's time zone perfect when you're dealing with a worldwide virtual event. It's just not going to happen. But grab that all access pass if you live in New Zealand or Australia, because then you could always watch it at a normal time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And tell us a little bit, like, what's going on with your community, with Not A Momma? Like, what, I know you've got other things too. Like you have.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, Not A Momma. I have Not A Momma Tribe, which is a paid membership community, which is a community that you're able to actually access when you register for this event. You will see an opportunity to access the Not A Momma Tribe, and that's the membership community. This is the last time it's going to be open for 2020, and then I am completely doing a big revamp. So this is the last time, and the last time it's going to be at this price for 2020. And then also working on a podcast. The podcast is coming back after suffering a loss in April of all my podcast episodes, all the ratings, all the data, all the things. That was kind of like a little punch in the gut. So I kind of took some time to kind of just deal with that. But it also gave me time to really focus on what direction do I want to bring this podcast back? And it's going to be a little different this time around. I haven't finalized it yet, but it will be different. It will not necessarily be interviews. It's going to be a different format. And I'm hoping to launch before the end of 2020. That's my goal.
Well, good for you. That's awesome, because it was heartbreaking when all your podcasts vanished into the ether. So that was it was. So anybody experience for you.
Yeah. So anybody who's on the verge of doing all that, I did not save everything. So my advice to you is save everything elsewhere. I did not save everything, and I did have some episodes that I saved, and I did consider coming back and kind of relaunching with those episodes, but I'm also taking this as an opportunity. You know, during COVID, we kind of all have an opportunity to look at things differently. And so I'm taking it as a gift. This was a gift to really look at something from the outside in and say to yourself, you know, is this really what I wanted to do? And if I was that passionate about it, just keep going. And it wasn't there. So it's a little different direction, but I haven't finalized that direction yet. So I'm still in the mind mapping process of it all.
Yep. And you're allowed. That's self-care, my friend.
Yes. And then to make sure you do something you enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Make sure that you're on the right track for a project and something that takes a lot of time, because podcasting and podcast episodes, interviews, you know, it takes a lot of time. So, so I'm working through that, but by the end of the year is my goal, and I'm putting it out there right now. So here I am, my accountability. Yes. That I will launch before the end of the year. So Melinda, you can wrap back around and check up on me and make sure that I'm launching before the end of the year.
I will do that. That'll be fun. I'll gladly be a fun accountability partner. That's great.
Yes.
I love it. Well, I'm looking forward to your virtual retreat. I love that. And I'm really honored that you included me. I thank you. And I'm so glad we've become friends. So I appreciate that as well.
Yes.
And I will put information in the show notes. Is there anything else you want to add, or just how people can reach out to you?
No, I think we covered everything, but if anybody wants to reach out to me directly or check things out over on Instagram, that is my main place. That's where I live, Instagram, and I'm at Not A Momma.
That's easy to remember, and it's super fun.
It sure is.
Very cool.
I waited for that, by the way.
You
wasn't available. it
What?
wasn't available. So I started off at something else. And then for some fluke reason, that became available one day when I tried. And so I have it and I'm not letting it go.
Okay, that's
At
really
No
wild
Momma.
because that doesn't ever happen because someone has my name, has Melinda Van Fleet with no line space. My Instagram
Right.
has a line space. Someone has my name without it. And it's just blank. She hasn't used it. Like, whoever's
Exactly.
holding it.
And
So,
I wasn't
wow.
stalking it. Yeah. And I wasn't stalking it every day. It just happened to be, I found her because this particular person has a blog.
Okay.
So I wanted the domain name too, but couldn't get that. So I stalked her through her blog, and her blog was inactive and the Instagram was inactive. So I kept on kind of looking at both. And then one day I just tried it. It was available. So now she's back on Instagram and she had to do a different name. So I was like, "Whoop, I
Wow.
got it." Yeah. Isn't
Well,
that awesome though?
yeah, I have to say I love shit like this. So I'm gonna put it out there that I get my name back.
Yes.
I'm like, if you can get your brand back, your brand idea, that's like amazing because that's not easy.
Yep.
That's really cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Universe is
Yeah.
on your side. I love it.
Yep. Yep.
Cool.
So
Well,
put
thank
it
you
out there.
so much. I really appreciate it. And
Well, thank you again for having me. I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to this event. And I cannot wait. I have so many fun things planned, and I have a lot of work to dig into to get ready for this, but I'm ready. It's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to it.
rock on. Thank you so much. And we'll see each other next Friday.
Yes. Thank you.
Awesome.